All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. I want to drop a real quick video in here. I know things have been super busy here. We're getting ready for the Kingdom Restoration Conference. It's going to be available online, and it's going to be available. It's available virtually as well as in person. Still have a few seats. Maybe a little bit more about that in a minute. But I've had something really cool recently that I wanted to take a quick look at, and I wanted to share something with you that I've some little connections that came through an interesting situation. Anyway, let's buckle up and let's get ready for a good one real quick. All right, so it's probably been about a week or week and a half ago or so. Little situation, and a devotional was sent by multiple people to a couple members of my family, and I know that they probably meant well because they're trying to, show us, lead us to Jesus, and God bless them. I love them. They don't understand what the scriptures say. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Okay. I don't want to necessarily go there. I may need to again at some point. But the devotional that they sent had some interesting things from Psalm 40. And I took it and I reviewed the whole thing. And the typical Christian message of, all you need is just to have faith, and there's nothing else that you've got to do, and it's all good. We're all good, right? Anyway, Psalm 40, and while the devotional was dealing with a different part of Psalm 40, they touched just for a brief second, on two very important verses in the middle of the psalm that are used in the Gospels to point to Yeshua, right? So let's go take a look at this right quick. We're in Psalm 40 right here, and I love this. I love Blue Letter Bible. You hear me talk about it all the time, but a great tool if you're not familiar with Blue Letter Bible. It's just blueletterbible.org, and it's a great tool where you can do some digging, okay? But this is a Psalm of David, and it is, the uninspired heading here, God sustains his servant. Yes, he does. He holds us up and he rescues us, so on and so forth. So let's actually read the first part of the psalm to get to what I want to look at. It says, for the choir director, Psalm of David, I waited patiently for Yahweh, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. He brought me up out of the pit of destruction and out of the miry clay. And this particular devotion was about the miry bog, or the anyway. And he set my feet upon a rock, making my steps firm. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our Elohim. Many will see and fear, and will trust in Yahweh. How blessed is the man who has made Yahweh his trust, and has not turned to the proud, nor to those who lapse into falsehood. Many, O Yahweh my Elohim, are the wonders which you have done in your thoughts toward us. There is none to compare with you. If I would declare and speak of them, they would be too numerous to count. Sacrifice and meal offering you have not desired. My ears you have opened. Burnt offering and sin offering you have not required. Then I said, behold, I come. In the scroll of the book it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my or Elohim. I don't know if it's El or Elohim. Your Torah is within my heart. And so they paused on these verses right here for just a second, and this is great. And they did exactly as Christendom normally does. They look at this. I need to find, I forget where in the New Testament this particular passage is cited. It's cited by maybe more than one of the Gospels. But it says, "Behold, I come in the scroll of the book. It is written of me and or prescribed for me," right? And so the reference is, well, this is to Yeshua, and it's that Yeshua's all through the book, and that is true. I absolutely believe this. But listen, let's look at the rest of this, because Christendom then looks at, "I delight to do your will, O my Elohim. Your law is in my heart." Let's look at this right quick. Is it El or Elohim? Just for Elohe. Okay, there it is. Okay. "I delight to do your will, O my," it's Elohim, Elohe. Elohe would be, "O Elohe, my Elohim," right? "Your Torah is within my heart." And I used to look at this just like most Christians look at this, and it says, "I delight to do your will, oh my God." Oh, look, Jesus delighted to do the will of the Father, to come and die and be a sacrifice. And I believe that. That's true, but that's not what this passage is saying. This passage is saying that, "I delight to do your will, O my Elohim. Your Torah is within my heart." Yah's will for us is to obey his instructions. Yah's will for us is to keep his Torah. Yeshua kept the Torah perfectly, and he delighted in it. Right? So Christendom separates these two lines. They draw a distinction, and they don't bother stopping and thinking about what this one means. The first one is, oh, it's all about dying on the cross. But is that really what this passage is saying? And it's not. It's saying the Torah. It's a pointer to the Torah. And the person writing this, David, he's writing this about the fact that ultimately, if we're obedient to the Torah, then that's not, then there's little need for some of these things right here, right? And yes, the Torah requires those when we sin in most cases. When we break the Torah, then these things come into play, right? When we break those things, that's when we need forgiveness from the Messiah, right? That's when we need his shed blood on our behalf. If we're obedient to the Torah, then those things, except when it's a peace offering or it's an offering that is related to one of the feasts. And of course, that it's a whole side discussion, but just to make sure that you understand where I'm coming from, I'm not saying sacrifice in your backyard, because we have to have the temple for sacrifice in order to keep that portion of the Torah. That portion of the Torah is not done away with. I want to be very clear. It is not done away with. It is suspended until the return of the temple. Just go read Ezekiel chapters 40 through 48. It's coming back. It will come back. During the millennial kingdom, the king who sits on the throne of his father David, I believe it will be Yeshua, will keep the Torah. Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1 through 5. And the law will go forth from Jerusalem, or the Torah will go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, or the word of the Lord from Zion, and the Torah from Jerusalem, or however the phrasing is. Isaiah chapter 2 and Micah chapter 4, verses 1 through 5 in both situations. So I think it's an identical passage, right? But here's the point. Here's the point. He will keep Torah when he comes back. He has to. If he doesn't, he's not righteous. He's not the king. But I want to connect this with another passage of scripture. I did a whole video once before about Psalm chapter 1. And so let's go to Psalm 1, and I want to draw a connection here. But before we do that, I delight. Look at this word right here, delight. I delight to do your will. Okay? That word right there, delight, chafetz, right here. I delight to do your will, chafetz. Okay? I delight to do your will. Your Torah is within my heart. Isn't that great? Let's go to Psalm 1. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers, but his, oh no, Christendom, you got to deal with this one. His delight is in the Torah of Yahweh. What do you want to bet that's the same word? What do you want to bet? Chafetz. Right there. Chafetz. There it is, right there. Same one, same word. His delight. Chafetz. Here's the point. Here's the point. Our delight is to be the same as Yahweh's delight. And Yahweh says that he will bless the man whose delight is in the Torah. Christendom does not delight in the Torah. They don't. They do everything they can to escape the Torah. Everything. Oh, we don't have to do that. Oh, that's been done away with. Oh, those laws right there are antiquated. Oh, whatever. They throw out marriage law. They throw out the feasts. They throw out the Shabbat. There's no place in Scripture ever, not a single place, you won't find it, where God changes the Shabbat, the Sabbath, the seventh day. Even Christendom knows which day is the seventh day because they talk about the first day. But there's not a single place in Scripture you're commanded to worship on the first day, unless it is first fruits. That's the only commanded first day worship in all of Scripture. First fruits. Or is it Shavuot? The only commanded first day worship is Shavuot. Pentecost is what Christendom calls it because it comes after the first fruits observance. 50 days. You count 7 sevens plus 1 is always going to fall on Sunday, first day. But that's the only one. It's the Shabbat we are to be keeping. The Sabbath, the Shabbat. Same thing. Christendom has all these traditions, traditional holidays that are nowhere commanded in Scripture, but somehow they think you're supposed to be doing them. I'm not going to get off into that tangent. But what they do, we can eat anything we want to because Peter had a vision that Peter defines in Acts chapter 10, verse 28 as call no man unclean. See, if they defined visions that the way that they treat that one, none of these guys would have skinny cows and fat cows in the same field because Pharaoh had a vision about skinny cows eating fat cows. And nobody would ever go camping because they'd be terrified of barley loaves because a Midianite had a vision of a barley loaf rolling down a hill and upturning tents, right? But no, they want to take that one vision that Peter had that confused him and use that to overturn God's law where he says that certain things that are out there are not food. They're actually an abomination and they make you unclean. Additional topic, right? Anyway, which reminder, I'm really excited about the upcoming Kingdom Restoration Conference. Okay, it's going to be available online. You can see that. You can sign up for it now. The registration is still open for it. We're fast running down to the deadline for everything. In person is still also available. We've got a few seats left. Would love to have you join us. It's going to be an amazing, amazing conference coming up the 9th through the 12th of July, 2026. And it is going to be fantastic. You absolutely do not want to miss this. There's so many exciting things that are going to be going on. We've got some amazing speakers. Some of the subjects that are going to be covered include how to build culture in your home, how to build culture as a community, We're going to be talking about headship. We're going to be talking about man as the foundation in the house. We're going to be talking about how the word and how this thing right here gets used to build and grow men. The man. I've got a pathologist who has really studied all of this and the word, and he is going to be doing one of the sessions dealing particularly with men's health, men's stamina, how to build your house, how to build your health, how to build your stamina, and doing all of that primarily using this thing right here. See that right here? You like that, huh? But seriously, got those things. We've also got we've got a fantastic session that's going to be led by Aubrey Killian and Dr. Rujane Killian, and they are going to be talking about how family operates and these things in both in a household with one wife and in a household with multiple wives. It's going to be an excellent session that we're going to have all of this. And if you do this virtually, if you sign up virtually, this will be a great benefit, because not only will you get all of it live and probably get a whole bunch of extra little pieces and cameras and everything, as well as discussion with others that are on the live chat, but you will also be able to have a copy of that when we get finished editing it and putting it all together, so that you can go back and review all of these sessions and get all, just get all the marrow and suck all the meat off the bones, man. Because I'm telling you what, a lot of great stuff, a lot of good stuff. I'm excited about it. Other sessions, the breakout sessions, some of the breakout sessions will be recorded. The women only breakout session will not be recorded. If you want that, if you want your woman in that session, you need to bring her to the conference. There are still, like I said, some seats available. Although I think the host hotel is full. The hotel does have a shuttle that runs to another hotel about 2 miles away that you can use the internal shuttle system and just ride back and forth, because there are going to be a bunch of people over in that hotel as well. So anyway, great stuff. Really excited about it. Looking forward to spending time with you guys and seeing people face to face, hugging a bunch of y'all's necks. I can't wait. And for you guys that aren't going to be there, we're going to miss you. I think a number of you, once you see what happens and you see the plans that we have for this thing, I think you're going to kick yourself and wish that you had been there. But, we'll see you next year, right? Our goal, though, is to be with you and to enjoy this conference together, and we can't wait. All right, guys, for King and Kingdom, I bid you shalom.